Welcome to M Squared TechCast, a live interview show offering the latest news and interviews with the people driving business, technology, and politics in Michigan. Now, your hosts, Matt Roush and Mike Brennan.
Hey, it's Mike Brennan.
And it's Matt Roush, and we're back
with another, final segment of M Squared TechCast, now as MITechNews TV.
Cool.
And we have one of our sponsors on board with us. We want to thank 123net, as usual, for being with us and supporting us. And we have with us Noah Lessaris, and he's a strategic account, on the strategic account team. I can do it here. About yourself, what do you do for 123net?
Thank you. Yes, I'm Noah Lessaris. I'm on the strategic account team at 123net. And so my team and I are focused on delivering on the mission of 123net, which is building network to help make Michigan communities and businesses the best connected on the planet. And this is a new mission of ours, and it's one that we've put multiple things in place to help make that mission come true. And each 123net team plays a critical role in that fulfilling that mission. And the strategic account team works with our enterprise level clients and partners to deliver the solutions they need to operate their businesses. We support the growth of technologies and applications that are really creating the ways that we will do business tomorrow, especially some of the cool projects that a lot of these companies in Michigan are spearheading.
So tell us why 123net's data center is being expanded. Why are you doing this?
Yeah. So for example, we typically hear from enterprises today that they're restricted by their current data center environment, whether it's uptime, space, power, cooling, restrictions, that they there's a lot that goes into expanding those ceilings that they reach. We certainly help with that. They're also frustrated with the lack of network flexibility that they see with their current networks, how to expand those as well as the data center environment to create the way for them to deliver on those projects. And then in some ways, they're also unhappy with the support response from sometimes their current providers. Sometimes they're not delivering on the promises that they've made to their clients. So the enterprises they're tired of the finger pointing. They're disappointed with being pushed away to remote call centers outside of the state or country. So we help solve those problems. I'm here today to talk about the data center and the network. So the data center expansion, why is it expanding? It's really the Michigan and Metro Detroit enterprises. They've seen a recent shift in relying on technology for the big data, crunching and analyzing, processing, transporting. The automotive, financial, healthcare, and high-tech industries are our main focus, and those are the folks who are really creating these applications that require these new technologies. So, for example, let's consider automotive. I'm sure we're all familiar with autonomous vehicles or AV, and how much of a changing, high-paced, changing environment that is in the industry today. The OEMs and suppliers, whether by choice or even necessity in some cases, have in a way had to change their model to become high-tech companies, even though they weren't before. And one of the ways that they've had to do that is by gathering, storing, crunching, analyzing, and then somehow bringing to market a solution to whatever problem they're trying to solve. And that could be radar, LiDAR, HUDs, HMIs, even consumer data that helps them understand why they are doing this and what the consumers really want in an autonomous vehicle. And then we help them with the larger, broader topic of the data needs of that. So to put it in perspective, Twitter's 270 million users produce about 100 gigabytes of data per day, and a single autonomous test vehicle produces about 3 terabytes of data per day, which is 3,000 times the scope of that Twitter usage. So we're talking about a massive amount of data. If we can quantify that, that's kind of it's hard to understand what that really means. But the facilities and the processes have to be put in place to support that, and that's how 123net helps them.
Okay, so why would enterprises find 123net's data center an attractive option for their business?
Absolutely. 123net is working hand in hand with the enterprises They've been developing over the past few years these applications to get from what today's level of autonomous vehicle, which is level 0. So that really means that there's no autonomy in that vehicle. Most of it's manually driven. There are some level 1s and even level 2s on the roads today, but Tesla has some applications that allow for a higher autonomy. But level 5 is the ultimate level that you can reach.
Long ways away.
Complete autonomy.
That's I'm at the bar and I don't want to drive home. Let the car do it.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
I'm on a business trip and I have a lot of work to do, so drive me to Cleveland. I'm going to go to work.
Yeah,
Maybe even in the back seat.
I'm
Yeah,
not
right.
sure we're going to see that in my lifetime, but
Yeah.
the auto people think it's going to be sometime in the next decade.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of stuff that have to be dealt with, and certainly what you just described is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep. So why would they choose and why would they look to 123net to help them? I already mentioned the power, cooling, space, kind of the environmental restrictions that we help with. So 123net is strategically positioned in Southfield. So we're in the Southeast Michigan corridor. We're close to home for these folks, but in addition to that, our power, space, our cooling, this is all a very flexible, expertise-driven capability that we have that you can't find anywhere else in Michigan. So we're the only provider that can provide this level of density of power that these machines are consuming. And it may seem something like my home seems to hum along just fine no matter what I plug in, but when you transition into our world, that's no longer the case. The power requirements are through the roof, and the redundancy. I do want to talk about the redundancy of that power. So we have multiple power sources coming into the facility, meaning if one does begin to not supply the power any longer, we are able to fail over to another primary power source in addition to the already increased redundancy we have to make a 2N+1 facility. So we wanted to also touch on the level of the network that we have available to our clients, which is an extreme competitive advantage of 123net's being in Southfield, being in the data center already. We have 40 different carriers and providers you can connect to bring your network into Southfield, into Michigan, but also branch out to your other facilities outside of the state or outside of the country from a global basis, which many of the audio OEMs and large suppliers, as well as the other industries I mentioned, are utilizing that today.
I was going to say that many providers in one space means there's a lot of backup to the backup in terms of one network failing too, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the whole idea there is the way we do business today is if there is downtime, there's a loss there. There's a loss. It's tied directly to whatever that is that's down, and downtime is no longer okay in the IT industry, the telecom industry, but also just from a consumer standpoint. If we can't purchase that thing online or e-commerce, or we can't run our credit card, we're not too happy. If someone says we only accept cash today,
That's
some of us
rare,
are in a tight spot. So we build that redundancy into the data center, and as a carrier-neutral facility, we are able to open our data center up and invite other carriers into the facility. That actually provides more of a competitive advantage for our clients who call that place their home.
And your company fiber footprint is also continuing to expand, right? You're adding more rings and more long haul.
Yeah. The fiber expansion just keeps on keeping on, and it's amazing. And we've kept that pace up, and we've actually increased that pace over the last few months. 123net is extremely excited about it, but our clients are also extremely excited about it because maybe 6 months to a year to 2 years ago, where we weren't then, we are now. We can now provide service, and these are large issues that we're solving by simply building to our other clients are other businesses that we are happy to do business with today. But that also opens up the opportunity to do businesses with other businesses in that area. It's a domino effect in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Got about 3 minutes left, so let's quickly hit on what's new with the 123net network.
Yeah. So we've been adding 2 to 3 lit buildings per business day. And we have 1,200 lit buildings today. And 18 months ago, we only had 600 lit buildings. So we've doubled that in 18 months. It's a rapid pace. But part of what's driving that as well is the Detroit Internet Exchange, which I do want to mention. Pairing the data center and network together, we provide a very unique solution to a lot of the issues that the enterprises have today, which is how do I get my network and data center together and branch that out to my sites globally or in Michigan. The Detroit Internet Exchange allows those businesses to come to us and peer with large cloud providers or data providers like Google, Facebook, Amazon. There's a lot of new businesses joining the exchange because of other businesses who have joined the exchange, another domino effect in that way. And we're really excited. We're gearing up for a pretty big announcement when it comes to the Detroit Internet Exchange and some of the new members who will be joining here in the next few months. So we're really excited about that. It should be another way that we add value to our 123net clients.
Well, we'll have to be sure to get you back on the show when you're ready to make that announcement. We can share it together.
Okay,
Sure.
To get a hold of you, the the website to use is?
Yeah, the website to use is 123.net.
Pretty simple.
We've got that URL. But also, DetroitIX.com is the Detroit Internet Exchange. You can see all the peering participants, the Detroit Internet Exchange. And the Detroit Internet Exchange is really a way that we help that we build network and help make Michigan communities and businesses the best connected on the planet. The Detroit Internet Exchange is a perfect example of how we get that done.
Okay. Noah Lessaris of the Strategic Account Team at 123net. Thanks for being with us.
Additional four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life. But LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.